You must understand that the greatest power in manifesting lies in the ability to relax and let go. When we speak of creation, it's not about forcing things into being, it's about trusting that the universe is working behind the scenes, bringing your desires to fruition. What you want is already yours. The key is in your hands, but you must stop pushing so hard against the door. Instead, relax, let go, and trust that the door will open when the timing is right. Trust in the process means believing that everything is working out for your highest good, even if you cannot see the immediate results. When you plant a seed, you don't dig it up every day to check if it's growing. You trust that beneath the soil, nature is doing its work. In the same way, when you set an intention or desire, the unseen forces begin to align. However, in our fast-paced world, we are conditioned to want instant results, and that impatience leads to anxiety, doubt, and sometimes giving up too early. This keynote calls for you to cultivate a deep sense of inner knowing that what you have asked for is already being prepared for you. Trusting the process doesn't mean you sit idle, but it means you allow space for things to unfold in their natural rhythm. It requires a quiet confidence, a belief that no matter what twists and turns the journey may take, it's all part of the unfolding. Often there are layers of growth, lessons, and refinement that need to occur before your desire can fully manifest. The waiting period is not a sign that nothing is happening. It's a time when things are being woven together in the background, in ways you may not yet understand. Trust that these delays are not denials but preparations. Each step, even if it seems like a detour, is bringing you closer to what you want. When you trust the process, you eliminate the stress of trying to control everything. Detached from the outcome means releasing the need to control how or when your desire will manifest. It is a crucial step in allowing the natural flow of creation to take place. Often, when we set our sights on a goal or outcome, we become overly fixated on specific details, how it should happen, the exact timeline, or the particular form it must take. This attachment creates tension and resistance as we constantly measure our progress and worry about whether things are unfolding as we expect. Detachment is not about giving up on what you want, but rather letting go of the obsession with controlling every aspect. It involves trusting that the universe has a broader perspective and often knows a better way to bring your desires to you, a way that might be more aligned with your true purpose or might come through channels you never anticipated. By letting go of the rigid expectations, you open yourself up to receiving your desire in a more effortless and often more fulfilling manner. Attachment to a specific outcome also creates a mindset of lack and desperation. When you are too focused on the result, you are signaling to yourself that you don't have it yet, which reinforces a sense of distance between you and your goal. Detachment, on the other hand, shifts your focus to the present moment, where you can experience a sense of peace and fulfillment even before the outcome arrives. This relaxed state of being allows you to enjoy the journey, free from the pressure of constant worry. When you detach, you remove the emotional weight that often accompanies the desire. It frees up mental and emotional energy, allowing you to align more naturally with your goal, rather than being driven by fear or impatience. This state of non-attachment enables you to move forward with clarity and confidence without being burdened by the need to force results or overanalyze every step along the way. Embrace the feeling of having it now is a fundamental principle in the art of manifestation. It asks you to live in the state of mind where your desire is already fulfilled, to experience the emotions, the confidence, and the sense of satisfaction, as if what you seek has already come into your reality. This shift in perception is powerful because it aligns your inner state with the energy of having rather than wanting. The key to manifesting lies in understanding that your inner world reflects outwardly into your life. And by embracing the feeling of having what you desire right now, you accelerate its arrival. When you desire something, The natural response is to focus on the absence of it, on the wanting, the hoping, and the waiting. But this mindset keeps you in a state of lack. It creates a sense of separation between you and your goal, reinforcing the idea that it is something distant, something you don't yet possess. Embracing the feeling of having it now is the antidote to this separation. It shifts your consciousness into a state of unity with your desire. When you feel as though you already have what you want, you collapse the mental and emotional distance between you and your goal. The essence of this principle is rooted in the law of assumption, where you assume the state of having, being, or doing that which you desire. Instead of wishing for it, you live as though it's already part of your life. This shift might feel subtle, but it is profound in its impact. For example, if you desire financial abundance, instead of focusing on the lack of money or the stress of bills, you begin to embody the feelings of security, freedom, and ease that come with financial wealth. You walk with the confidence of someone who is already abundant, make decisions from that place of abundance, and carry yourself with the ease of knowing that your financial desires are fulfilled. This approach works because your mind and body don't distinguish between what is real and what is vividly imagined. When you vividly imagine yourself as having your desire, and you allow yourself to truly feel the emotions of that state, your subconscious mind accepts it as true. This reprograms your beliefs and habits, allowing your thoughts, actions, and behaviors to align with this new reality. Over time, this alignment brings your external circumstances in harmony with your internal state. The universe responds to the energy you put out, and when you consistently emit the energy of already having what you desire, it becomes easier for the universe to match that vibration and deliver the corresponding physical manifestation. Imagine you are seeking a loving relationship. If you continue to focus on the loneliness or the absence of that partner in your life, you create a vibrational match with lack, pushing the relationship further away. But if you begin to embrace the feeling of already being in that loving relationship, feeling the love, the companionship, the joy, and the security, you start to attract those same qualities into your life. You no longer act out of desperation or longing. Instead, you carry yourself with the poise and contentment of someone who is already fulfilled in love. This state of being naturally draws more love into your life because like attracts like. Embracing the feeling of having it now also works to eliminate resistance. Resistance arises when you focus on the how, the when, and the details of your desire's manifestation. It creates stress, doubt, and frustration, which in turn slow down or block the process of creation. However, when you focus on the feeling of having it now, you bypass this resistance. You surrender the need to figure out all the details and trust that the universe is aligning everything perfectly. You simply focus on being in the state of having, allowing things to unfold naturally. Another important aspect of embracing the feeling of having it now is that it shifts your awareness to the present moment. So often we place our happiness and fulfillment in the future, believing that once we achieve our goal, then we will be happy. Then we will feel successful or complete. This constant projection into the future keeps us in a perpetual state of waiting and striving. But when you embrace the feeling of already having it, you bring that sense of fulfillment into the present. You no longer postpone your joy or satisfaction, you allow yourself to experience it now, which in turn makes the manifestation of your desire even smoother and quicker. This principle also requires a certain level of mental discipline. It's easy to fall back into patterns of doubt, fear, or impatience, especially when your current circumstances may seem far removed from what you desire. But the more you practice embodying the feeling of having it now, the stronger this state of being becomes. It requires consistent mental rehearsal, where you remind yourself daily to live in the state of your wish fulfilled. Visualization can be a helpful tool here. Imagine in great detail what your life looks like with your desire already manifested. Feel the emotions of joy, gratitude, and contentment as you picture yourself living that reality. Through repetition, this practice creates a new mental and emotional habit. Your brain begins to associate these feelings with your current reality, and soon your external world must mirror this new internal state. The key is to remain persistent in embodying the feeling, even if the physical evidence hasn't yet appeared. Your job is to maintain the inner state of having, and the universe's job is to bring the outer manifestation in alignment with that state. This process of embracing the feeling of having it now is not only about manifesting specific desires, but also about cultivating a state of inner peace and fulfillment in every moment. You learn to live in harmony with your desires rather than in tension with them. You learn to trust that what you seek is already yours, and as you practice this, you begin to see how effortlessly life responds to your state of being. Aligning with your inner peace is a reminder to return to the center of your being, where calmness, stillness, and clarity reside. Inner peace is not something you find outside of yourself. It is an innate state of balance and harmony that exists within. However, in the chaos of daily life, it is easy to lose touch with this peace. We become entangled in external circumstances, reacting to every challenge, setback, or obstacle that crosses our path. The practice of aligning with your inner peace is about grounding yourself in a state of equanimity, where you are no longer swayed by external conditions, but remain rooted in your internal sense of calm. When you align with your inner peace, you are no longer operating from a place of fear, anxiety, or urgency. Instead, you move through life with a quiet confidence, knowing that everything is unfolding in perfect timing. This state of being is essential for manifesting what you desire, because it removes the emotional and mental turbulence that often clouds your intentions. Inner peace creates clarity, and in that clarity you can see things for what they truly are, rather than through the lens of fear or impatience. One of the key aspects of aligning with your inner peace is learning to detach from the external noise. We live in a world where we are constantly bombarded with information, opinions, and distractions. Social media, news outlets, and even well-meaning friends and family can pull us into a state of reaction, making us feel unsettled or overwhelmed. By cultivating a practice of inner peace, you learn to step back from this noise. You develop the ability to observe without becoming emotionally entangled. This allows you to make decisions from a place of calm deliberation rather than from reactionary impulses. To align with your inner peace also means to trust in your own intuition. Your intuition is your inner guide, a deep knowing that arises from a place of calm and clarity. When you are at peace, you can hear your intuition more clearly. You are not clouded by fear, doubt, or external opinions, so you can discern what is right for you with greater ease. Acting on your intuition becomes second nature, and this alignment with your inner guidance brings more flow and ease into your life. You no longer feel the need to control every aspect of your journey, because you trust that your inner wisdom is leading you in the right direction. A significant part of aligning with your inner peace is learning to let go of resistance. Resistance often comes from wanting to control outcomes, being overly attached to how things should happen, or feeling impatient when results don't appear immediately. This resistance creates friction between you and your desires. It keeps you in a state of tension, blocking the natural flow of manifestation. However, when you align with inner peace, you release this resistance. You stop fighting against what is, and instead embrace the present moment with acceptance and calm. This allows the energy around you to flow freely, making space for your desires to manifest without force or struggle. Aligning with inner peace also means accepting uncertainty. Life is unpredictable, and not everything will always go according to plan. But when you are anchored in peace, you can face uncertainty without fear. You understand that no matter what happens, you have the ability to remain calm and centered. This mindset shift is crucial for maintaining a high vibration, which is essential for manifesting your desires. Instead of being tossed around by the storms of life, you become the calm in the storm, unshaken and grounded in your own sense of well-being. Another powerful benefit of aligning with your inner peace is that it fosters patience. Manifestation is not always instant. Sometimes there are delays, obstacles, or moments of waiting. If you are not aligned with peace, this waiting period can cause frustration, doubt, or a sense of failure. However, when you are at peace, you trust in the divine timing of things. You understand that everything is happening in perfect order, even if you cannot see the full picture yet. This patience allows you to remain steady on your path without feeling the need to rush or force things to happen. Aligning with your inner peace is also about creating a space of non-judgment. We often judge ourselves harshly when things don't go as planned, or when we don't achieve our goals as quickly as we'd like. This self-criticism creates inner conflict and disrupts the peaceful state necessary for manifestation. When you practice non-judgment, you allow yourself to be exactly where you are without the pressure to be somewhere else or someone else. You accept yourself fully, knowing that your worth is not dependent on external achievements or timelines. This self-acceptance deepens your connection to inner peace, allowing you to move forward with grace and ease. Another important aspect of aligning with inner peace is practicing mindfulness. Mindfulness brings your awareness to the present moment, where peace naturally resides. Often anxiety or stress comes from worrying about the future or ruminating on the past. But when you are fully present, you free yourself from these mental patterns. In the present moment, there is nothing to fear or control, there is only now. Mindfulness helps you to stay connected to your inner peace by bringing your focus back to the here and now, where you can respond to life from a place of calm awareness. Aligning with your inner peace requires a commitment to self-care. Inner peace is cultivated through practices that nurture your mind, body, and soul. This could be meditation, deep breathing, spending time in nature, or engaging in activities that bring you joy and relaxation. These practices help you reconnect with the stillness within, reminding you that peace is always available to you, no matter what is happening in the external world. By prioritizing self-care, you ensure that you remain aligned with your inner peace, even amidst the challenges and demands of daily life. The power of non-resistance is one of the most profound concepts when it comes to manifesting desires and living a more peaceful, fulfilled life. It is the practice of letting go of struggle, allowing things to unfold naturally without forcing outcomes, and releasing the need to control every aspect of your reality. Non-resistance is not about passivity or giving up on your goals. Instead, it is about aligning yourself with the flow of life, trusting the natural order of things, and removing the emotional and mental blockages that arise from trying to fight against circumstances. It is a way to live with ease, harmony, and openness. Resistance is a form of inner conflict. It manifests when we push against what is, when we hold on to rigid expectations, or when we try to control outcomes with force. When you resist, you create tension, stress, and frustration because you are out of alignment with the flow of life. Resistance occurs in many forms, whether it's resisting change, clinging to past mistakes, or obsessing over how something should happen. This kind of tension creates friction in your energy, blocking the natural flow that allows your desires to manifest smoothly and effortlessly. The power of non-resistance lies in its ability to dissolve this friction. When you practice non-resistance, you become like water, adaptable, flexible, and able to move around obstacles without getting stuck. You stop fighting with reality and begin to work with it. This doesn't mean you abandon your desires or goals. Rather, you release the need to force their manifestation. You trust that the universe has its own timing and methods, and that things will unfold in the best possible way, often beyond what you could have imagined. One of the key benefits of non-resistance is that it allows you to release attachment to outcomes. Attachment creates pressure, anxiety, and fear. When you are attached to a specific result, you tend to obsess over it, constantly checking for signs of progress or fearing that things won't turn out the way you want. This attachment creates a state of lack because it keeps you focused on the absence of what you desire. In contrast, non-resistance allows you to release this grip on the outcome. You remain focused on your intention, but you let go of how, when, or through what means it will come. This detachment opens the space for your desires to flow into your life more easily and naturally. Non-resistance is also a powerful tool for handling obstacles. In life, there will inevitably be challenges, delays, or unexpected detours. Resistance to these obstacles creates frustration, stress, and a feeling of being stuck. But when you practice non-resistance, you begin to see obstacles not as roadblocks, but as part of the journey. You accept them as opportunities for growth or redirection. Instead of fighting against them, you flow around them, finding creative solutions or simply trusting that the delay is leading you to something even better than you had initially planned. The practice of non-resistance also helps you cultivate patience. In our fast-paced, results-driven world, it's easy to become impatient when things don't happen as quickly as we'd like. This impatience creates resistance because it sends a signal that you don't trust the process. You feel the need to force things to happen on your timeline, which only creates more stress and delays the manifestation of your desires. Non-resistance, however, teaches you to let go of this impatience. You learn to trust in divine timing, understanding that everything is happening in its perfect time and way. Patience becomes a natural byproduct of this trust, allowing you to move through life with a sense of ease and calm, even when results are not immediate. Another significant aspect of non-resistance is how it transforms your relationship with emotions. Often we resist negative emotions like fear, anger, or sadness, trying to push them away or suppress them. But resistance to emotions only amplifies them, creating more inner turmoil. Non-resistance, on the other hand, teaches you to allow your emotions to move through you without judgment. You acknowledge them, feel them fully, and then let them pass, like clouds drifting across the sky. This acceptance of your emotional landscape reduces internal conflict and brings greater emotional balance. Non-resistance is also essential for creating harmonious relationships. Much of the conflict in relationships comes from trying to control or change the other person, resisting who they are or how they behave. When you resist another person's actions or beliefs, it creates tension and discord. Non-resistance, however, allows you to accept others as they are without the need to impose your expectations or opinions on them. This acceptance creates more space for understanding, compassion, and cooperation. It doesn't mean you tolerate harmful behavior, but rather you approach relationships from a place of peace rather than control. In terms of manifesting, non-resistance is vital because it keeps your energy open and receptive. When you are in a state of resistance, your energy becomes tight and constricted, which blocks the flow of abundance into your life. Resistance acts like a wall that keeps your desires at bay. But when you practice non-resistance, you remove these walls and open yourself up to receiving. The universe responds to this openness by bringing you experiences, people, and opportunities that align with your desires. Non-resistance allows you to become a magnet for what you want, attracting it with ease rather than through struggle. A practical way to cultivate non-resistance is through mindfulness and presence. When you are fully present in the moment, you are not resisting what is happening. You are simply observing it, accepting it as part of your experience without labeling it as good or bad. This state of presence allows you to flow with life rather than against it. Meditation, breathing exercises, and practices like yoga can help you develop this sense of non-resistance, as they teach you to stay calm and centered even in the face of challenges. Non-resistance is about trusting the greater flow of life. It's about recognizing that you are part of something larger, and that everything is unfolding in perfect harmony, even if it doesn't always appear that way. By embracing non-resistance, you free yourself from the struggle, worry, and fear that come from trying to control life. You step into a state of grace where things come to you easily and effortlessly. Let go of doubts is an essential principle for anyone seeking to manifest their desires or live a life of fulfillment and peace. Doubt is one of the most significant obstacles to achieving what you want, because it undermines your faith and belief in yourself, the universe, and the process of creation. It creates an internal conflict that stalls progress, blocks the flow of energy, and prevents you from fully aligning with your goals. To manifest effectively, you must release doubt and cultivate unwavering belief that what you desire is already yours. Doubt often stems from a deep-rooted fear of failure or disappointment. Many times we doubt because we've been conditioned by past experiences where things didn't go as planned or we didn't achieve the results we hoped for. These experiences create a mental and emotional pattern where we automatically question whether things will work out, even when we have every reason to believe that they will. Letting go of doubt means recognizing that your past does not define your future, and that every moment is a new opportunity to create a different outcome. Another key aspect of releasing doubt is learning to trust yourself. Doubt arises when you don't trust your own abilities, intuition, or decisions. You may find yourself constantly second-guessing whether you're on the right path, whether you've made the right choices, or whether you're capable of achieving your goals. This self-doubt erodes your confidence and keeps you stuck in a cycle of inaction or hesitation. To let go of doubt, you must start by building trust in yourself. Trust that you are capable, that you have the wisdom and resources within you to succeed, and that you are always being guided by your inner voice and intuition. Letting go of doubt also involves cultivating a strong sense of belief in the unseen. Much of the doubt we experience comes from not being able to see immediate results. In our modern world, we are conditioned to expect instant gratification, and when things don't happen right away, we begin to doubt whether they ever will. But manifestation often requires patience and faith. Just because you can't see the results yet doesn't mean they aren't on their way. The process of creation is sometimes slow, and things are happening behind the scenes that you may not be aware of. Letting go of doubt means trusting that the universe is working in your favor, even if you can't see the evidence right now. Doubt can also be triggered by external circumstances or the opinions of others. It's easy to doubt yourself when you're surrounded by people who question your choices, or when circumstances seem to contradict what you're trying to manifest. In these moments, it's crucial to hold on to your inner conviction and not let outside influences shake your belief. Letting go of doubt means tuning out the noise of the outside world and focusing on your inner knowing. It's about being so grounded in your own belief that nothing external can sway you from your path. One powerful way to release doubt is by practicing gratitude. When you focus on what you are grateful for, you shift your attention away from what's lacking and instead place it on what's already working in your life. Gratitude amplifies positive energy, which in turn helps to diminish doubt. It reminds you that good things are already present, and if they have manifested in one area of your life, they can manifest in others. Gratitude also helps you to stay in the present moment, where doubt cannot thrive. Doubt is always focused on future uncertainties or past disappointments, but gratitude anchors you in the here and now, where everything is already unfolding perfectly. Letting go of doubt is closely linked to releasing control. Often doubt arises because we are trying to control every aspect of how and when things will happen. We become attached to specific outcomes and timelines, and when things don't go exactly as we planned, we start to doubt whether they will ever happen. But manifestation is not about micromanaging the universe. It's about setting your intention, doing your part, and then trusting the process to unfold in its own time and way. When you release the need to control, you'll also release doubt, because you are no longer tied to rigid expectations. You allow yourself to be open to all the possibilities that the universe has to offer, some of which may be even better than what you initially envisioned. Another important aspect of letting go of doubt is affirming your belief daily. Doubt is a mental habit, and like any habit, it can be changed with practice. One way to do this is by using affirmations. Affirmations are positive statements that reinforce your belief in yourself and your ability to manifest. By repeating affirmations such as "I am capable of achieving anything I desire," or "everything is always working out in my favor," you begin to rewire your mind to focus on belief rather than doubt. Over time, these affirmations become embedded in your subconscious, making it easier to let go of doubt and stay focused on your desired outcome. Visualization is another powerful tool for releasing doubt. When you visualize your desired outcome as if it has already happened, you create a mental and emotional experience that aligns with belief rather than doubt. Visualization helps you to embody the feeling of having what you want, which in turn reduces the space for doubt to take hold. The more vividly you can see and feel your desired outcome, the less room there is for doubt, because your mind begins to accept it as an inevitable reality. Letting go of doubt also requires self-compassion. It's natural to experience moments of doubt, especially when things seem uncertain or difficult. But instead of beating yourself up for feeling doubtful, practice self-compassion. Acknowledge your doubts without judgment, and then gently remind yourself that it's okay to not have all the answers right now. Self-compassion allows you to move through doubt with grace rather than resistance, making it easier to release it and return to a state of belief. Letting go of doubt is a process of surrender. Surrendering doesn't mean giving up on your desires, it means releasing the tight grip of fear and control. It's about trusting that everything is unfolding as it should, even if you can't see the full picture yet. Surrendering allows you to relax into the flow of life, knowing that the universe has your back and that what you desire is already on its way. When you surrender, you'll no longer need to hold on to doubt, because you trust in the greater plan and the divine timing of your manifestations. Focus on the present is one of the most powerful keys to manifesting your desires and living a life of fulfillment. The present moment is where all creation happens, where your energy, attention, and consciousness are the most potent. When you focus on the present, you anchor yourself in the now, where infinite possibilities exist, and where the seeds of your desires are planted and nurtured. It is through the present that you shape your future, and learning to harness the power of the present moment is essential to manifesting your reality. One of the main reasons people struggle with manifesting their desires is that they are too focused on the past or the future. When you dwell on the past, you relive old experiences and emotions, which can block new opportunities from coming into your life. The energy of regret, disappointment, or attachment to what once was keeps you tied to an old version of yourself and your reality. Similarly, when you are overly concerned about the future, you become consumed by worry, fear, or impatience. You create mental scenarios that often don't align with what you truly want, and this future-focused thinking keeps you disconnected from the present moment, where your true power lies. By focusing on the present, you allow yourself to experience life as it is happening, rather than through the lens of past experiences or future anxieties. The present moment is the only place where you can truly take action, make decisions, and influence your reality. It is the only time that is real. The past no longer exists, and the future is yet to come. Focusing on the present means embracing the now and recognizing that the energy you put into this moment directly shapes the next. When you focus on the present, you also become more attuned to your intuition and inner guidance. Intuition does not operate in the past or the future, it speaks to you in the now, offering insights and nudges that can guide you toward your desires. By grounding yourself in the present, you become more receptive to these intuitive signals and more able to act on them in the moment. Often it is through these small, present moment actions that you move closer to manifesting your larger desires. Focusing on the present also helps you to release resistance. Resistance often arises when we are caught up in thoughts of the future or the past. For instance, you may feel resistant to taking action because of a past failure, or you may feel anxious about whether something will work out in the future. This resistance creates tension and blocks the flow of energy needed to manifest your desires. However, when you bring your attention to the present, you dissolve much of this resistance because the present moment is neutral. It is free from the emotional baggage of the past and the worries of the future. In the present, you can simply be, without the need to judge, control, or anticipate. Another important aspect of focusing on the present is that it allows you to fully engage with the process of creation. Manifestation is not just about achieving a future goal, it is about enjoying the journey toward that goal. When you are too focused on the outcome, you miss the richness and beauty of the process. You become so fixated on what's coming next that you forget to appreciate what's happening right now. But every moment is an opportunity to experience growth, joy, and alignment. By focusing on the present, you allow yourself to be fully immersed in the experience of life, finding fulfillment in each step of the journey, rather than only at the destination. The present is also where your feelings of alignment reside. When you focus on the present, you have the opportunity to align your thoughts, emotions, and energy with your desired reality. Manifestation is about embodying the feeling of already having what you want. This can only be done in the present moment. When you focus on how you feel right now, You can consciously choose emotions and vibrations that align with your desired outcome. You can cultivate feelings of gratitude, joy, peace, or abundance in the now, and these emotions become the magnetic force that attracts your desires to you. By focusing on the present, you create a vibrational match for what you want, allowing it to manifest more easily into your life. Focusing on the present also helps you to practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of bringing your awareness to the here and now without judgment. It involves observing your thoughts, feelings, and surroundings without getting lost in them. When you practice mindfulness, you create a space of clarity and calm within yourself, where doubt, fear, and anxiety cannot take hold. This state of presence allows you to respond to life from a place of peace and empowerment, rather than reacting from old patterns or future worries. Mindfulness also helps you to stay centered and grounded, which is crucial when you are working toward your goals. One practical way to focus on the present is through conscious breathing. The breath is always in the present moment, and by paying attention to it, you can quickly bring your awareness back to the now. Whenever you find yourself caught up in past regrets or future anxieties, take a few deep breaths and focus on the sensation of the air moving in and out of your body. This simple practice can instantly calm your mind, release tension, and bring you back to the present. Another way to focus on the present is by practicing gratitude. Gratitude shifts your attention from what is lacking to what is already here. It anchors you in the present moment by helping you to recognize and appreciate the abundance that already exists in your life. When you focus on what you are grateful for right now, you create a positive energy that attracts more good things into your life. Gratitude also helps to dissolve any feelings of lack or impatience, because it reminds you that you are already blessed, even as you continue to move toward your desires. Focusing on the present also allows you to release the need for control. When you are focused on the future, you often feel the need to control every detail of how and when things will happen. This creates tension and anxiety, as you become attached to specific outcomes and timelines. But when you focus on the present, you can let go of this need for control and trust that everything is unfolding perfectly in its own time. You allow yourself to flow with life, knowing that the present moment is always enough, and that everything you need is already available to you. Focusing on the present is about embracing the power of now. It is about recognizing that this moment is all you have, and all you need to create the life you desire. By staying present, you open yourself up to the magic and possibilities of the universe, allowing your desires to manifest with ease and grace. Reprogramming your subconscious mind is one of the most transformative tools you can use to manifest the reality you desire. The subconscious mind is the seat of your beliefs, habits, and deeply ingrained thought patterns. It operates below the surface of your conscious awareness, yet it governs up to 95% of your behavior, choices, and responses to the world around you. To truly change your outer circumstances, it is essential to address the inner workings of your subconscious, because your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. What you consistently think and believe shapes your experiences, and therefore reprogramming the subconscious is key to manifesting the life you want. The subconscious mind functions as a vast repository of information that it has accumulated over time. From the time you are born, every experience, emotion, and thought has been stored in your subconscious, forming your core beliefs about yourself and the world. These beliefs are like an operating system that runs automatically in the background, influencing your actions and decisions without you even realizing it. If you've ever found yourself repeating the same mistakes, falling into the same negative patterns, or struggling to achieve your goals despite your conscious efforts, it's likely that limiting beliefs embedded in your subconscious are holding you back. To begin reprogramming your subconscious mind, the first step is becoming aware of the current programming. This requires honest self-reflection and observation of your habitual thoughts, emotions, and reactions to situations. Pay attention to recurring themes in your life, whether it's struggles with money, relationships, health, or self-worth. These patterns are clues to the subconscious beliefs that are influencing your reality. For example, if you constantly feel that there's never enough money, you may have a subconscious belief rooted in scarcity or lack. If you find it difficult to maintain healthy relationships, you might hold deep-seated beliefs about being unworthy of love or connection. Once you've identified the limiting beliefs that no longer serve you, The next step is to replace them with new, empowering beliefs that align with the life you want to create. The subconscious mind is highly suggestible, particularly when you're in a relaxed, receptive state. This is why tools such as affirmations, visualization, and meditation are so effective for reprogramming the subconscious. These practices help bypass the critical conscious mind and directly influence the subconscious, planting new beliefs and ideas that will eventually manifest in your external reality. Affirmations are positive, present tense statements that you repeat regularly to affirm a new belief or reality. For example, if you want to reprogram your mind for financial abundance, you might use affirmations such as "I am worthy of wealth, money flows easily to me," or "I am financially free." By repeating these affirmations consistently, especially during moments of relaxation or just before sleep, you gradually overwrite the old programming in your subconscious. Over time, your subconscious mind begins to accept these new beliefs as true, and you will start to see shifts in your thoughts, actions, and circumstances that align with these affirmations. Visualization is another powerful tool for reprogramming the subconscious. When you visualize your desired outcome vividly and with emotion, your subconscious mind cannot distinguish between the imagined experience and reality. It accepts the visualization as a real experience and adjusts your beliefs and behaviors accordingly. For example, if you are visualizing success in your career, imagine yourself in vivid detail already achieving that success. See yourself in the role you desire. Feel the emotions of accomplishment and experience the satisfaction of reaching your goals. The more you immerse yourself in this visualization, the more your subconscious mind will align with that reality, guiding you toward opportunities and actions that support your vision. Meditation is particularly effective for accessing and reprogramming the subconscious mind because it helps quiet the conscious mind and brings you into a relaxed, focused state. In this state, known as the alpha or theta brainwave state, the subconscious mind is more open to suggestion and change. By using meditation techniques such as guided imagery, mantra repetition, or self-hypnosis, you can introduce new beliefs and ideas to the subconscious mind while bypassing the resistance and skepticism of the conscious mind. Regular meditation not only helps reprogram your mind, but also reduces stress, enhances focus, and deepens your connection to your inner self. Another critical aspect of reprogramming the subconscious is repetition. Just as your current beliefs were formed through repeated exposure and reinforcement, new beliefs must be consistently reinforced to take root in your subconscious. It's not enough to affirm or visualize your desired reality once and expect instant results. The subconscious mind responds to persistence and consistency. This means regularly engaging in practices such as affirmations, visualization, and meditation, and being patient with the process. Over time, the new programming will replace the old, and your thoughts, feelings, and actions will naturally align with the new beliefs. Emotion also plays a key role in reprogramming the subconscious mind. The subconscious is highly responsive to emotion, and the stronger the emotion attached to a belief or thought, the more deeply it is embedded in the subconscious. When you are working to reprogram your mind, it is important to engage your emotions in the process. This means feeling the emotions associated with your desired reality as if it is already happening. Whether it's joy, gratitude, love, or excitement, the more you can evoke these feelings in connection to your new beliefs, the more quickly and effectively they will take root in your subconscious. Another crucial element in reprogramming the subconscious mind is aligning your actions with your new beliefs. While affirmations, visualization, and meditation are powerful tools, they must be paired with aligned action to create lasting change. Once you've identified the new beliefs you want to adopt, start acting in ways that support those beliefs. For example, if you are reprogramming your mind for success, take actions that reflect that success. This might mean taking on new responsibilities, seeking out opportunities, or investing in your personal growth. The more you align your actions with your new beliefs, the more your subconscious mind will reinforce those beliefs through experience. It's important to understand that reprogramming the subconscious mind is not a one-time event. It is an ongoing process of growth, self-discovery, and refinement. As you evolve and expand, new beliefs and desires will emerge, and your subconscious programming will need to evolve with them. By continuing to engage in practices that support the reprogramming of your subconscious, You remain in control of your inner world and, by extension, your outer reality. Acting as if it's already done is a powerful mindset and manifestation tool that aligns your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the reality you want to create. By adopting the mentality that your desired outcome is already a present reality, you engage with life from a place of certainty and confidence, which shifts your energy and draws your manifestation closer. This principle is rooted in the understanding that our external reality is a reflection of our internal state. When you act as if your goal is already accomplished, you signal to your subconscious mind that this outcome is not only possible but inevitable. When you act as if something is already done, you bypass the feelings of lack, doubt, and resistance that often accompany the waiting period for something to manifest. Many people get stuck in the mindset of hoping, wishing, or waiting for their desire to show up, which reinforces the energy of not having it yet. This creates a vibrational gap between where they are and where they want to be. Acting as if collapses this gap by bringing the energy of the desired state into the present moment. You are no longer waiting for something to happen in the future. You are living in the assumption that it has already happened. One of the key components of acting as if is embodying the feelings and emotions you would experience if your goal were already achieved. Emotion is the language of the subconscious mind, and it responds powerfully to the feelings you project. If you are trying to manifest abundance, for example, it's not enough to simply affirm that you are wealthy. You must also feel wealthy. What would it feel like to live a life of financial freedom? How would you move through the world with that sense of security, ease, and joy? When you can tap into these feelings, you create a vibrational match for your desired reality, which accelerates its manifestation. Another important aspect of acting as if is adjusting your behaviors and actions to align with the version of yourself who has already accomplished your goals. This means making decisions from the perspective of your future self. Ask yourself, how would the person who has already achieved this outcome behave? What choices would they make? What habits would they cultivate? By adopting the behaviors and routines of the person you aspire to become, you begin to embody that identity now, rather than waiting for some external confirmation. The external reality will shift to match the new identity you've stepped into. For example, if your goal is to manifest a successful career, you must start acting like the successful professional you envision yourself becoming. This could mean dressing the part, networking with people in your industry, taking on new responsibilities, or improving your skills. These actions signal to your subconscious mind and the universe that you are serious about your goal, and they create momentum in the direction of your desired outcome. The more you act as if, the more opportunities, people, and resources will come into your life to support your success. It's also important to understand that acting as if is not about pretending or faking it. It's about fully embodying the energy, mindset, and behaviors of the person who has already achieved your goal. This is not a superficial act, but rather a deep inner alignment with the reality you want to create. When you act as if, you are not ignoring your current circumstances, but you are choosing to focus on the reality you are moving toward, rather than being defined by what you see in the present moment. You are training your mind and body to operate from a place of certainty and confidence, rather than lack or fear. Acting as if also requires you to let go of the need to control or force the outcome. When you truly believe that something is already done, you don't feel the need to push or struggle to make it happen. You trust that the universe is orchestrating the right circumstances, people, and opportunities to bring your desire into physical form. This doesn't mean that you sit back and do nothing. It means that you take inspired action from a place of trust and flow, rather than desperation or anxiety. The actions you take when you act as if are infused with a sense of ease and confidence because you know that the outcome is already guaranteed. Another benefit of acting as if is that it helps you rewire your subconscious mind for success. The subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between something that is imagined and something that is real. When you act as if, you are feeding your subconscious mind the belief that your goal is already achieved. Over time, your subconscious begins to accept this new reality as truth, and it will start to guide your thoughts, actions, and decisions in ways that support your desired outcome. You will notice that you start attracting circumstances, people, and opportunities that align with the reality you've been acting as if you already have. Acting as if also helps you develop a mindset of gratitude and appreciation. When you live in the assumption that your desire is already done, You naturally feel grateful for it, even before it shows up in physical form. Gratitude is a powerful energy that amplifies your manifestation process. It shifts your focus from what you lack to what you already have, which raises your vibration and draws more of what you want into your experience. By acting as if and feeling grateful for your desired outcome now, you align yourself with the energy of abundance and fulfillment. One of the most transformative aspects of acting as if is the way it changes your relationship with time. When you act as if, you step out of the mindset of waiting for something to happen in the future and into the experience of having it now. This shifts your perception of time and accelerates the manifestation process. Instead of feeling like your goal is always just out of reach, you begin to experience the joy and fulfillment of it in the present moment. This creates a powerful magnetic force that draws your desire to you faster than if you were constantly focused on the future. Acting as it is also a powerful tool for overcoming self-doubt and limiting belief stock. When you step into the energy of having your desire already accomplished, there is no room for doubt or fear. You are no longer questioning whether or not it will happen, because in your mind it already has. This creates a sense of inner certainty and confidence that allows you to move forward with clarity and purpose. Instead of being held back by fear or uncertainty, you are empowered to take bold, inspired action toward your goal, knowing that success is inevitable. By acting as if your desired outcome is already done, you shift your focus away from obstacles, challenges, or delays and toward the realization of your goal. Releasing control to the universe is a transformative practice that encourages us to let go of the need to micromanage our lives and the outcomes of our desires. This concept stems from the understanding that we often become trapped in the illusion that we must have complete control over every aspect of our lives to achieve our goals. This mentality can lead to anxiety, stress, and frustration as we try to manipulate circumstances to fit our expectations. When we learn to release this control, we open ourselves up to greater possibilities and allow the universe to work its magic in our favor. One of the first steps in releasing control is recognizing the limits of our influence. While it is essential to take action toward our goals, we must also understand that we cannot predict or control every outcome. Life is inherently unpredictable, and the universe operates on principles that are often beyond our comprehension. By acknowledging this reality, we can begin to shift our mindset from one of control to one of trust. Trusting the universe means believing that everything is unfolding as it should, even if we cannot see the complete picture. It requires faith that the universe is aligning circumstances, people, and opportunities that will lead us to our desired outcomes. The act of releasing control also involves letting go of our attachment to specific results. Many individuals become fixated on a particular outcome, often leading to feelings of disappointment and frustration when things don't go as planned. This attachment creates resistance, which can hinder the flow of energy necessary for manifestation. When we hold tightly to a specific vision of how things should unfold, we may inadvertently block other possibilities that could lead to even better outcomes. Releasing this attachment allows us to remain open to the universe's infinite potential and creative solutions. Another crucial aspect of releasing control is embracing the concept of surrender. Surrender does not imply giving up or resigning ourselves to fate, rather. It is a conscious choice to relinquish our tight grip on how we think things should happen. It involves a deep acceptance of the present moment and an understanding that the universe has a greater plan for us than we might envision. When we surrender, we stop forcing our desires and start flowing with the natural rhythms of life. This shift can be incredibly liberating, as it frees us from the burdens of expectation and pressure to achieve our goals by a specific timeline. Surrendering to the universe requires a strong sense of inner peace. When we are at peace with ourselves, we are better equipped to let go of control and trust that everything is unfolding for our highest good. Practicing mindfulness and grounding techniques can help cultivate this inner peace. By being present in the moment and focusing on our breath, we can quiet the mind's chatter and release anxious thoughts about the future. Meditation, journaling, and spending time in nature are all effective ways to foster this sense of tranquility and connection to the universe. Practicing gratitude can reinforce our ability to release control. When we focus on what we already have, we cultivate a sense of abundance that counteracts feelings of lack and desperation. Gratitude shifts our perspective from one of scarcity to one of appreciation, helping us recognize that the universe is already providing us with blessings. This mindset makes it easier to trust that our desires will manifest in their own time and way. When we are grateful for our current circumstances, we create a positive, energetic environment that invites more good things into our lives. Releasing control also encourages us to take inspired action rather than forced action. When we are attached to an outcome, we may engage in behaviors that stem from fear or desperation, pushing ourselves to do more in hopes of getting closer to our goals. However, inspired action arises from a place of intuition and alignment with our true selves. It feels effortless and often leads to unexpected opportunities. By allowing ourselves to be guided by our intuition and taking action based on inner nudges, we align with the flow of the universe, making it easier to manifest our desires. The act of releasing control cultivates resilience. Life is full of challenges and setbacks, and how we respond to these obstacles greatly impacts our journey. When we try to control everything, we become easily discouraged by unexpected changes. However, when we learn to release control, we develop a greater capacity to adapt and bounce back from adversity. We come to understand that challenges are not roadblocks, but rather stepping stones that can lead us to new and better opportunities. This resilience allows us to navigate life's uncertainties with grace and confidence, knowing that we can handle whatever comes our way. Releasing control to the universe also involves trusting the timing of our lives. In a culture that often emphasizes immediate gratification, it's easy to become impatient and frustrated when things take longer than expected. However, the universe operates on its own timeline, and sometimes our desires need time to come to fruition. By trusting the timing of the universe, we can cultivate patience and faith that everything will unfold as it should. This understanding helps alleviate anxiety about the future and allows us to focus on the present moment, where true power lies. In practical terms, releasing control can involve various techniques and practices. Visualization can be a powerful tool in this process. Instead of fixating on specific outcomes, we can visualize ourselves feeling the emotions associated with having achieved our goals. This allows us to connect with the energy of our desires without becoming attached to how they will manifest. Affirmations can also support this process by reinforcing our belief in the universe's ability to provide for us. By regularly affirming our trust in the universe and our openness to receiving, we create a mental framework that aligns with abundance rather than lack. Releasing control to the universe is about cultivating a deep sense of faith and surrender. It's about recognizing that we are co-creators of our reality, working in harmony with a vast and intelligent universe. This perspective allows us to let go of the struggle, embrace uncertainty, and trust that we are exactly where we need to be on our journey. By releasing control, we open ourselves up to the limitless possibilities that life has to offer, allowing the universe to guide us toward our highest good and deepest desires. As we navigate this journey of life, let us remember that true power lies in our ability to relax, trust, and surrender to the flow of the universe. When we embrace the notion that we don't have to force our desires into existence, we create space for magic to unfold. Each moment is an opportunity to align with our higher selves and to trust that everything we seek is already on its way to us. By letting go of control, we open our hearts and minds to the infinite possibilities that await us. So let us take a deep breath and release any lingering doubts or fears. Let us affirm our belief in ourselves and in the universe's ability to deliver what we desire. Together we can learn to relax and let go, allowing our dreams to manifest effortlessly. Remember, it is not in the struggle, but in the ease that we find our true strength. Trust in the journey, embrace the present, and allow the universe to work its wonders. Your desires are already yours. All you need to do is relax and let go.